Folks, it is Friday, and that means that today I want to take a little bit of time to pull away from the doom and gloom of the week's headlines and bring you a little something uplifting to chew on throughout your weekend. Let me start by asking you a question with what should be a pretty obvious answer. Let's say you got 60 veterans boarding a flight. Now, they've been all over the place in the U.S. visiting memorial sites as part of a tour set up by a wonderful organization known as the Northeast Oklahoma Veterans Freedom Tour. And just as their flight home to Tulsa is about to take off out of Charlotte, North Carolina, they find out that one member of their group isn't going to be allowed to fly. Why? Because his oxygen concentrator's batteries are dead and he can't charge them on the plane. Now, American Airlines deemed it unsafe for him to take the flight. So what do you think the rest of his veteran friends did? Well, if you said, took over the plane and flew it to France and stormed the beaches of Normandy yet again just for the hell of it, you got an active imagination, and I salute you. No, they all got up from their seats and left the plane. Why? Because no veteran left behind. That's why. If they couldn't all make it back home that night, none of them were making it home. Now, to the airline's credit, they booked hotel rooms and taxis for these guys. I love this story. They flew in extra batteries all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, and delivered them to the guy. And the next morning, they chartered a flight just for the veterans and flew them home where a crowd of supporters waited to greet them. American does a good job in that arena. Now, if that doesn't tug at your heartstrings just a little bit, you might be broken and in need of some repair, my friend. The thing that gets me about this is how consistent that mindset is. You know, the one dude would have probably been just fine on his own. He could have gotten the batteries he needed for his oxygen concentrator, booked another flight, and been home a day or two behind the rest of them. He was a grown-ass man. I get it. He's been through plenty in life, and based on the fact that he's a veteran, I'm guessing he could take care of himself just fine. But that wasn't the point. These are men that don't leave other men dying on the field of battle when they can do something about it. And when they're living their regular lives here in the comfort of the U.S., they maintain the same principles. We fight this thing all together, not separately, folks. I don't mean to get all misty-eyed or preachy about this, but I do think there's a lesson we can all take from behavior like this. You can't always anticipate or prevent all of the things that go wrong in the world, from the little inconveniences all the way up to the really bad stuff. But you can live life on your own terms, and you should. There's a hard metallic quality to thoughts and words and actions shot through with honor. It's an example from which we feed. Those of us who have had the fortune to have been raised to appreciate it in our armed forces when we see it, it's a quality we should strive to emulate in our own lives. That might be worthy of the freedoms they have fought so hard to protect. So go out and live your lives the way these veterans live this situation. You might not always win every battle, but you know what? I truly believe by God you will win the war. Love y'all. God bless you.